What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from RC Nightmare, bringing you part one of my final review before we go on to the final part where I score everything out. And we talk a little bit about some of the technical specs. This is the Turnigy Trailblazer 1/8 scale 4x4, price point right at $240. So overall, extremely affordable truck for a budget version of something like a Savage Flux, or I wouldn't say it's exactly like a Stampede, but it's, I guess, more like maybe a budget version of an Emax sort of things. Yes, they are quite different, but it's four-wheel drive. It comes almost ready to run at that price, which just means you have to install your own radio. It comes with a 2230 brushless motor. I don't know how they really describe it. It says like something like 2230-540. I don't know if that's some sort of range. Because they put a KV at the end, but maybe that's the 540 size can. A 3mm aluminum chassis. It also has a waterproof and dustproof sealed gearbox. Obviously, ball bearings all around. I thought this truck was actually really, it was probably one of the closer Hobby King type models to being pretty cool. I mean, it comes with in their words, a high torque Metal Gear servo. I didn't think it was high torque, but I actually thought it was, kind of okay. And it's got aluminum alloy drive shafts, and outside of some obvious quality issues with like the shell and the tires and assembly in general, the truck held up okay. So let's hop on over to our final score and see how this truck turned out.
What's up, everybody? Jeremy here, RC Nightmare. Now that you've heard the specs, sorry about that awkward transition. Now that you've heard a little bit more about the Turnigy Trailblazer 1/8 scale, and you've seen some running videos, time to hear my final opinion. As you know, I've changed my review style around a little bit to try to give a little more polarizing score to really help you make a buying decision. That's all part of the way I transition my running videos, and all that stuff now is try to be purely informational. So category one is durability, and I've got my little scorecard right next to me, and I'll score right along with it. I thought overall, yeah, the shell is very brittle. I mean, that wouldn't last me more than a month, but I'm not gonna really knock it for that. Overall, I bashed it pretty hard. I was pretty disappointed with the glue on the tires. I mean, almost all four tires came unglued. That's just a quality control thing. They didn't break, so that's okay. Overall, I was okay with its overall durability. I mean, I was pretty rough on it. I didn't break anything. It feels like a little bit better made truck than maybe some of the other Turnigy stuff I've had in the past. It's no Traxxas in terms of, you just feel it. You feel a nice quality, or HPI even, stuff like that. It's not like that, but overall it held up pretty good, and I'm going to give it a very fair score, 4 out of 5, which is, that's the highest I'm going to give any Turnigy that I review in this set, and I'm going to do 8 reviews here tonight before I go to bed. Electronics I thought were actually well matched too. It had extreme power. I mean, it had like backflips on demand, very fast. It runs on 4S, which I think is a great setup for this. Yeah, the steering servo is a little weak at 9 kilograms, but overall, I thought the electronics were all right. I mean, I think this one comes completely ready to run, and the included remote receiver is fine. It's a standard Turnigy, like 2.4 gigahertz. I'm going to go ahead and give the electronics a 4 out of 5. Is that a little high? Maybe. But they were a little bit better than I expected. So I was all right with that. Overall value, again, this is going to score another very solid 4. I think for your price, this is a cool little truck. I mean, is it an HPI Savage Flux? No. Is it a Stampede? No. But, form factor and like the footprint of it and the overall power of it is a pretty nice little truck. I think for the money, it's one of the better Turnigys I reviewed, and I feel very solid giving it a 4. Now, fun factor, Again, wow, this is actually this is a little bit better score than I thought I was gonna get originally when I was looking at it. But you know, for fun factor, I'd say if I bashed it hard. Now, when I was doing my running video, I'd already had like 2 or 3 Turnigys break on me, and maybe I was being a little light on it. I think if I was going out for like a full-on bash with like my friends, I'm not sure it would hold up, which would definitely hurt the fun factor of it. But overall, I think it was exactly what you could expect, and I give it a very solid 3. Part support. Now here's where you're going to start to see. I'm going to give it a 2. I'd give it a 1 if I actually needed to order anything and I had a bad experience, but fortunately everything kind of held up. This Hobby Wing ESC is very common. A lot of these parts are, you know, fairly easy to replace. You know, overall, anytime you have to order like I say in all my videos, if I can't walk into my local hobby store or get it shipped like, you know, easily off the website within a day or 2, it's not going to do any better than a 3. So I think a 2 is very fair, you know, especially being here in the US, having to deal with Hobby King and possibly, you know, waiting weeks and weeks and weeks for parts just doesn't bode well for it. Uniqueness, again, there are some takeaways. So the next category is uniqueness. If you look at this, there are definitely some very how do I say, like clearly borrowed looks to it, but I think overall, you know, with the body on, I mean, yeah, the body's a little dated, it's a little cheesy looking. I don't know why these foreign companies can't figure it out. Like, these body paint jobs just look ridiculous. You know, overall, I think this is a pretty solid Trek. If I had to buy any Turnigy product right now in terms of like an RTR, the Trailblazer A scale or the 5th scale would probably be okay. I feel like giving it a 3 out of 5 in uniqueness is a very fair score. And then, you know, following that up with upgradability, again, it's a Hobby King product, so it's probably not going to score better than a 3. This one in particular, if you're spending this kind of money and you've got a big monster truck like this, you're going to want to upgrade it. So I think a 2 is probably fair here. There's just not this huge aftermarket for parts that you can find. You can't just go to a website and be like, Trailblazer 1/8 scale hop-up parts, and find like nice shocks that will just plug and play, things like that. So overall, though, the score is pretty well at, let's see, a 12, 15, 17, 22. So yeah, that puts it actually right where I figured it would be. The categories again are 30 to 35 needs improvement, 26 to 29 being a solid kit, or I'm sorry, 30 to 35 would recommend, then solid kit, and this puts it right solidly in the needs improvement category. I think you know, the tire issue, you know, was bothersome. You know, overall, I'm being pretty rough on it. I think I wouldn't stay away from it at all costs, but this is like a perfect example of, you know, I would probably save, if you're going to spend $300 on this, save another $100 and get like a Stampede 4x4 or an HPI monster truck, like the what is it, the Bullet MT Flux, or the, you know, a little bit more, you can get an EMTA, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know, overall, I think this falls in the needs improvement category, but that doesn't mean, it's like, what I mean by needs improvement is it's okay to buy, but you're going to want to upgrade some stuff for sure. So I think that's a fair score for this kit. If you can find if you just want a project kit, and you're willing to deal with these, you know, tires and rims that you need to replace in time, you know, it's probably not a bad kit. If the part support were better, I'd give it a solid, actually I'd rate it at a solid kit, which is maybe where the 5th scale is going to fit in, because I actually was more impressed with that one. So if you have this kit, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section down below. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about in this video, use that as well. You know, overall, pretty impressed with this kit. If you like this video, or you just, you know, like my beard, I'd really appreciate it if you crush that like button. It helps people find the video. It helps spur me on to stay up late like I am tonight and crank out all these final reviews of all these kits so you guys can make your buying decisions. And if you're new to the channel overall, make sure you just take a second to click that subscribe button so you can take advantage of subscriber-only contests. You can get informed when I upload new videos, which, while kind of sporadic lately, for the rest of this year, it's going to be at least 1 or 2 a week. You can see all the new kits I got sitting behind me. So that's my thoughts on the Trailblazer 1/8 scale monster truck, I guess you would call it, from Turnigy. And I look forward to talking to you again real soon.
What's up, everyone? I really hope you enjoyed the video. Take a moment to check out some of our most popular playlists, from RC reviews, RC tutorials, some of the most popular RC unboxing videos, and of course some of the most kick-ass running videos you'll find anywhere on YouTube. And if you haven't already, please take a moment to crush that subscribe button you'll find right here, and we'll see you again real soon.